The 5th teaser image is out, and what can I say? This one is again very spicy. So, as always, special shout out to all my supporters that helped me keep the lights on, and now without much further ado, let's overanalyze this. Here in the background you can see the image. This is the 5th one, and now it says 8 more days. Yes, we know at 15th of July we will get probably the expansion announcement with all the Elite Spec reveals, I would say. And this one is, I would say, a very interesting one. So it looks somewhat like scales, could also look some kind of shield. So maybe scales in form of a shield, something like that. Could also be some kind of claws or teeth even, something like that. Just looking at this picture, I have to be honest, I get the vibes of something physical, something like a ranger, something like a warrior. I think those two are my absolute highest chances of that this is actually the icon for their class. I think warrior could be some kind of shield that is like really like focused around defending, being supportive, being some kind of really like some kind of maybe, you know, the dwarf in the like all the fantasies is typically very steadfast presence, something like that for warrior that is like supporting its allies with some damage reduction, something like that. I feel like some kind of supportive, defensive warrior spec. That's what my first prediction, first option would be when I look at this. What exactly, how that could look like, how it would be named, I have no clue, to be honest. I think they can come up with anything. This symbol is not really like pointing towards something, at least in my opinion. As always, let me know your takes down in the comments below. I'm really interested to see what you have to say. And the second option is, in my opinion, Ranger, because it has some kind of tribal vibes, some kind of nature, maybe some kind of scales, teeth that you use from your animals and something that you use then to maybe get access to some really defensive tools. Could also be some kind of like the mouth or the claws of some kind of animal. Maybe you are like using, I don't know, could be some kind of your pet goes even more aggressive, ferocious, and you send it in while you are shooting with a bow from range. I think there could be so much stuff that you can interpret here. I really don't know what actually is happening. I think Ranger and Warrior, one of those two is, I would say, very likely that is actually the case here. I can't see any other Elite Spec that is like really clearly pointing towards. I think you could make the argument that this could be Necromancer because of the teeth, that it's some kind of vampire. I think that is quite possible as well. But the problem with that I see there is vampire, some kind of life-stealing, blood-steal. You are competing against the blood trait line, which is already there. And I'm not sure if you really want to have a vampire, some kind of even more life-stealing Elite Spec. That would be really interesting how to implement that. But I think a lot of Necromancers want to have some minion gameplay, and I think a vampire doesn't really have access to this some kind of minion gameplay. So I think this could be it, but I don't really see it, to be honest. And the last one that I can also see here, but I'm not totally convinced by it, could be Revenant, some kind of blood Revenant, maybe some vampire Revenant, some kind of demon vampire that uses some kind of blood magic or something like that. I could see that one. What kind of mechanic? I don't have any clue about that, but it would be very interesting and very unique. Revenant doesn't have anything like that. So maybe some kind of like, a little bit like Harbinger, that you spend some of your own life to buff your allies or something like that. And then you can reverse that maybe even. That would be really interesting. I don't know, but that's just my prediction. As always, if you like this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for way more news and more updates about Guild Wars 2 to come in the future. But what can we say about this? This is now the 5th image that we got. So we get 4 more. We have now 8 more days left. In the upcoming 4 days, I think we will get actually the next 4 images. And then we have like probably on Monday some kind of teaser announcement of what the release, what we will get there. Maybe some blog post, something on the Monday 14th. And then on 15th we get the reveal. That will be really interesting. Like I said, I will do some kind of prediction as soon as we know all the icons. I want to put them together and say this is for this class, and then I will also go really bold and say this is how I think they will be called. So that will be really fun to see how that will turn out 24 hours later when we get the reveal. If I'm completely wrong or if I got some right, that would be really interesting. And I also think this is now the very clear confirmation. Those are Elite Specs. It's like there is no chance, in my opinion, that this will be anything else than Elite Specs. Maybe core trade lines, that's still in the room, but I feel like Elite Specs is way more likely. And because of the 5th that we got now, it's not possible, in my opinion, anymore that's a new class. Because before, you could actually make the argument it's the core class and 3 crazy elite specs. But now it's not possible in my opinion anymore, because now you have 5 elite specs, 5 icons, and it doesn't fit any new class that gets 4 icons plus 1. That doesn't make sense. So now it's, in my opinion, pretty much confirmed it's elite specs, and I think that's most people would be happy about that. Like I said, let me know your takes in the comments down below. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks again to all my supporters, and I hope to see you all in the next video.